Hello everyone, I'm Stella from Stella's Yarn Universe, and in today's Amigurumi tutorial I show you how to crochet Eli the Elf. Of course you can give him any name you like. That's just what I called the first one I made, I think a couple of years ago now. But anyway, this is the updated version of him, and I'll show you how I made this one in this video. And you can turn them into Christmas ornaments, or you can set them somewhere in your home as decoration, or they can be played with. Either way, they are super cute, and I hope they bring you a bit of festive cheer. Also, as an add-on tutorial, which I will share in a couple of days, I'll show you how you can turn them into Gunhild the Gnome Girl, or any kind of elf or gnome girl, whatever you may call it. And this is the second version of this pattern. There's also a slightly different version, which is Norbert the Gnome. And I have a tutorial for him. I'll link to that up there in the corner. It's a very old tutorial, so I have to put in a little disclaimer that now I'm making the beard differently, so I attach the beard more securely now. And the way I attach it is the same way I attach doll hair, so that's another tutorial that I'll link to up there. It's just a better method, so you can use my existing tutorial, but I would recommend attaching the beard in a different way. Also, the written patterns for all of these can be found in the description box below, where I'll link to my blog, where you can find the patterns for all of these. But for today, we focus on the little elf. So let me tell you which materials you need, and let's get started. For this little project, we need yarn in a DK or light worsted weight, and you'll need any kind of shade you like for the face. Then for the body and the head, so they can of course be different colors. I'll make both in red this time. If you'd like the head to be stripy, then you need white yarn, or like an off-white or cream color like I'm using here. And if you make the gnome girl, then you need any kind of shade you like for the hair. So you can get completely creative with this and make them in many different colors. I think this would look so cute on your Christmas tree or anywhere. So then we need a 2.5 millimeter hook, which is something in between a B1 and C2. So depending on how tightly you crochet, you can go for a C2 if you crochet quite tightly, or if you tend to crochet more loosely, I recommend going for a B1, or simply the 2.5 millimeter if that's available where you are. Then we need some fiber fill and safety eyes, and the ones I'm using are 5 millimeters in diameter. Also, we'll need a yarn needle to weave in the ends, and a stitch marker, and scissors of course. And then if you want to turn them into ornaments like I did, I recommend using sewing thread in green, so that it will blend in with your Christmas tree and will be almost invisible. So without further ado, let's get started with our little elf or gnome girl. So we start with whichever color you picked for the face, and we begin with a magic ring. So you just use any magic ring method you like. Or if you want to learn this one, I have a little tutorial about this one that I can link to up there. So now in round 1 we single crochet 6 in the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Oops, yarn split alert. Close the magic ring. I don't close it super tightly just yet. I always do this after round 2. Oops. Because that makes it easier to crochet in the first stitch of the second round. So in the second round we increase in all 6 stitches. So usually I hold my index finger on the stitch and then push the hook through. And there we go. So increase in here, so we single crochet 2 in here. And from here on it's easier. So then 2 single crochet in the next. So now we have 4 stitches, then 2 in the next. 1 and 2 single crochet in here. So now we have 6. 2 in the next. So now we have 8. 2 in the next stitch. So now we have 10 and 2 in the next. So now our round is complete and we have 12. And now you can fully close the magic ring. In the next round we keep increasing in every other stitch this time. So we single crochet 1 in the first stitch. Then we increase in the next. So 2 in here. And then repeat this 5 more times, 6 times all together. Single crochet 1 in the next. And increase in the next. That was the second repetition. Single crochet 1. Increase 1, that's the third repetition. Single crochet 1 and increase 1. That's the fourth repetition. Single crochet 1 and increase 1. That's was the fifth time, and once more single crochet 1 and increase 1. And that's round 3 complete. So now we have 18 stitches. And in the next round we keep increasing, this time in every third stitch. So we single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Then increase in the next. And repeat this 5 more times, 6 times in total. 1 and 2. Increase in the third. That's the second repetition. Now again, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and 2 in the next. That's the third repetition. 1, 2, increase. That was 4, 1, 2, increase. 1, 2, increase. And yeah, here we have 1, 2 increase. Okay, so That's the round complete. So now here I'll put in my stitch marker in the last stitch just to remember where I was. And now in the next 4 rounds, we simply, in the next 5 rounds, we simply single crochet in all 24 stitches. So since that's a bit boring, you can pause the video here and just crochet 5 rounds, round 5 to 9, 1 single crochet in each stitch. And once you've done that, you can hit play and we do round 10 together. So now I just finished my 5 rounds of 24 single crochet, and in round 10 we start decreasing now. So we single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then we make an invisible decrease. So if you haven't done this before, this is just single crocheting the next 2 front loops together. So we go in the front loop of the next stitch, then pull our hook downward to insert it in the front loop of the next stitch. Then we pick up the yarn and pull it through the front loops only. Then we pick up the yarn and pull it through the 2 remaining loops. And then we repeat this 5 more times, 6 times altogether. 2 single crochet and 1 decrease. Oops. Two single crochet and 1 decrease. Two single crochet and 1 decrease. Two single crochet and decrease, and once more 2 single crochet, and then remove my stitch marker, 1 decrease. So now we will change color. So now we'll attach the safety eyes. So I just secure my stitch with the stitch marker, and here we'll have a color change in the next round. So because I want to hide this, I'm placing the eyes on the opposite side of where the stitch marker is now. So somewhere here, just because this way, as you can see here. So I'll be attaching the safety eyes between round 6 and 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here, I'll just attach the first one here. And because I'm using cotton yarn and I crochet very tightly, I just widen the gap with my closed scissors, so I'm not damaging any fibers of the yarn or anything. I just gently insert the scissors, and you can do this with the hook, just my hook doesn't, it's too narrow, it doesn't help much. So I do this with these scissors. I'll just insert them where I want the safety eye to go, and then just turn it to widen the gap there. Let's see if that was enough. So if you're using acrylic yarn, or maybe you don't crochet as tightly as I do, then you won't have to do this. But I'm very careful, so even if I change my mind about the safety eye position, I can still do that. I've done that many times, so that definitely works. Okay, that's one. Now I'm leaving about 4 stitches space. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not counting this one that's hidden there, so maybe it's actually 5. 1, 1, 2, 3. Let's try this. So it's still not easy to push them through, but it works. So then just have a quick look if you're happy with that. And if you are, then you can secure them. That's one. And to secure them, you can just push them out the opening here. That makes it a bit easier. Push, 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 and it's nicely secured. Now we can already start filling the head. Before we continue, just a little bit, because now it's a bit in a funny shape, but we'll fix that. So we can hide the yarn end inside, and then we make small balls with the fiber fill and push that in. You can use the back of your hook to push it in, and then we just need to make sure that it goes in between the backs of the safety eyes, so that it's nicely filled and keeps the head in a nice and round shape. And then on the sides you also want to have enough. I'll just push a little more in on each side, and then I'll continue. You can always add more later. Just now it's easier to fill the head properly than later, especially around the safety eyes. Okay, that's definitely enough for now. So now, because with our next stitch we change to the color that you picked for the body, so we can prepare a little loop by making a slip knot in that yarn color, and I'll just have that ready here to join in my next stitch. So we single crochet in the first stitch and we pick up the yarn in the old color, and we pull this loop in the new color on our hook and pull it through the 2 loops in the old color. And then we continue crocheting in the new color. So this short yarn end can get out of the way, and then the old color, because we're done with this for the project, can get out of the way, and we can fasten that off. And now we just continue with the new color. So we just single crochet 1 in each stitch, 1 in each of the remaining 17 stitches. So our round has 18 stitches now. And just be careful not to crochet in the fiber fill. Usually I try to push it in with my middle finger, and at the same time I'm holding my work with my thumb and middle finger, and the fiber fill gets pushed down so that I don't crochet it into my stitches. And that's the round complete. Now in the next round we increase a little. So we single crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and then we increase in every 3rd stitch. So 2 single crochet in here, and we repeat this 5 more times, 6 times all together. Increase, 1, 2, and increase. That's halfway through. 1, 2, and increase. 1, 2, and increase. 1, 2, and increase. So now our round has 24 stitches. Oops, looking at my pattern here. And in the next round, round 13, we keep increasing. So now we single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And then we increase in every 4th stitch. And we do this 6 times all together, 5 more times, so that our round will have a stitch count of 30 by the end. And increase. And 1, 2, 3, increase, that's halfway through, 1, 2, 3, and increase, that's 4 repetitions, 1, 2, 3, and increase, that's 5 repetitions, and 1, 2, 3, and increase, and that's the round complete. Now in round 14 to 20, so for the next 7 rounds, we simply single crochet in all 30 stitches that we now have. So you can hit pause again, and once you've crocheted 7 rounds of 30 single crochet, you can hit play, and then I'll show you what to do next. So now I finished my 7 rounds of 30 single crochet, and in the next round we crochet in the back loops only, and we also decrease now. So we single crochet in the back loops of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, so these yarn ends can go inside now, and 3, and then we do a back loop decrease. So there's a little trick to this. You go in the back loop of the first of the next stitch right here, and now it's a little bit tricky to get in the back loop of the next stitch, but we'll take advantage of a little hook shape here, so you can hook in between the front and back loop, and then if you turn your hook this way, then you can get it under there. So now you have the 2 back loops on your hook, and you pick up the yarn and pull it through the 2 back loops only. That was the first one, and the second one again is a bit tricky, so you definitely need to twist your hook a lot to get it through the second one. Then you pick up the yarn again and pull it through the 2 remaining loops. Then again in the next 3, 1 single crochet in each of the back loops of the next 3 stitches. That's 2 and 3, and another back loop decrease. So let me show you again. You go in the back loop of the next stitch, and then you hook in between the front and back loop of the next stitch, and turn your whole hook 180 degrees this way, so you get under the back loop. Then you pick up the yarn, pull it through back loop number 1 and back loop number 2. For back loop number 2, you really need to twist your hook to get it through there, and then pick up the yarn and pull it through the 2 remaining loops. So that's 2 repetitions done already. Now 2, 3, and another decrease. That's 3 repetitions done. 1, 2, 3, and decrease. Oops. That's 4 repetitions done. One. Oops, keep splitting my yarn here. 2, 3, and 4 decrease. Oops. Let's do this again in case I split my yarn here. And once more. 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. So it seems I have an extra stitch here. So I must have made an accidental increase when I did the 7 rounds. So I'll just make 2 decreases now. So I just even that out rather than undoing everything because it's not really noticeable. So I'll just make 1 more decrease. You don't do this, that's just for me, unless you also have an extra stitch. So we should have 24 stitches in the round now. For now we can secure our stitch because now is a good time to add some more fiber fill. And you want to nicely fill the body, but there should be a bit of space here in the bottom because the bottom, especially if you want to that your elf can, stand, if you want to put it somewhere, then there should be a little dent that we make in the end after the last round. So if the body is filled too fully, then that's difficult, and then it won't stand up and fall over. If you making him or her as an ornament, then you won't need to worry about this, of course. So now in the next round we keep decreasing. Now we can again crochet in the whole stitch, front and back loop as usual, and we single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then we make an invisible decrease, the regular one in the front loops, and we repeat this 5 more times, 6 times in total, so that we have a round of 18 once we're done. Single crochet 2 and decrease, that's halfway done. Single crochet 2 and decrease, single crochet 2 and decrease, and once more single crochet 2, and last decrease of the round. There we go. So now our round has 18 stitches, and in the next round we single crochet in the next, and then we decrease. Once more. That's 1. Then we repeat this 5 more times, 6 times all together. It's 2. Kind of helps with my finger in there. You know, then you have some resistance for when you insert your hook in the front loops for decreasing. Single crochet 1, and decrease, and once more. Single crochet 1, and decrease. So now our round has 12 stitches, and we only have 1 round left to go for the body, and this is the last chance to add some fiber fills. So if you need more, add it now. I won't be adding more because, like I said, in case I want him to stand up, I want to create a little cavity here after the next and last round. So that's enough for me. So we can get started with the last round of the body, and in this round we simply make 6 decreases. So one, two, three, four, oops, 5. So here I just squeeze the body together to do my decreases. That helps a bit. Makes it easier to insert the hook in the front loops. And 6. And that's the last round done. So now we can fasten off here. Pull the yarn through. Now we need our yarn needle to, oops, had some fibers on it, to thread our yarn end on the needle, and then we insert it in the front loops of all 6 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we pull tight and insert our needle in the center of the last round and stitch through somewhere near the neck, I recommend. now we pull the bottom side here in to create a shallow cavity. This is enough. I just hold it in place to keep the tension, because now I'm weaving in the yarn and with this much tension on it, because then the cavity remains there, and this helps our little elf to stand up, to not fall over. I mean, so that's why we need to make sure to weave in the end thoroughly. So that the tension doesn't get lost. So one more stitch. And now when I let go, it's still there. So now you can put him anywhere and he doesn't fall over. Stands firmly on the ground. So we cut our yarn end off here. And now we can go ahead and start with the head. So I'm making the head in red, in the same color used for the body, and in white, because I like to make a stripy head. So I'll show you how I do that. Now I know there are so many ways of different suggestions on how you can make neat color changes for stripes, and us crocheters, we are so divided. Some of us say yes, we definitely want neat stripes. We don't want any color jogs or anything like that. But honestly, I really don't mind. It's not that bad. Here, that's where I changed colors. So it's really fine to me, and I'll make sure the color changes are on the back, and I think that's just part of it. So I think that's really okay. So I won't include that, but of course, if you have a trick on how to make the color changes neater, you can take advantage of that. So we start by making a chain of 26. And I start with red, the color that I used for the body. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Now, in round 1, we slip stitch in the first chain to close it to a round, so just make sure not to twist this chain. So we insert our hook in here so that we have a ring. So we slip stitch in here. And now we simply single crochet in the next 25 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Now in the next single crochet, which we will make in this slip stitch here, we change to white. So could have done this in the beginning, but I forgot. We prepare a little loop here in white, so that we can join this in the next stitch. So we single crochet in this little slip stitch here. Crocheting in slip stitches isn't easy, but it's only one. There, that was easier than I thought. Then we pick up the yarn and pull it through. Then we pull the white yarn on it and pull it through the 2 red loops. Then we get this yarn in out of the way, and the red one we get out of the way as well, but we don't fasten it off. We keep that here ready for when we want to join for the next round. So of course, if you want to make the head in one color, just go ahead and continue in the same color. So for now we have 3 more rounds of 26 single crochet. So if you're using one color only, just go ahead and crochet 3 more rounds, 1 single crochet in each of the 26 stitches. So that's what we'll do now in round 2 with the white yarn. The color change counts as the last stitch. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. And in the 26th one, we change back to red. So insert our hook here, pick up the white yarn, pull it through, then we move the white one to the side and pick the red one up again and pull it through instead. Just pull this white yarn in tight, and then we repeat this in the red yarn. So we single crochet in the next 25 stitches. That's 25. So now we change back to white. So we pick up the red yarn, move that aside, and rejoin the white yarn. And then we make sure the red yarn is pulled tight. And now we have another round of 26 single crochet. So we single crochet in the next 25 stitches, and in the last one we change back to red. And then in the last stitch of the round, we change back to red. So pick up the white yarn, put it to the side this way, pull the red yarn through, pull the white yarn tight, and then we're ready for the next round. Oh, sorry, so actually there's a fifth round of 26 single crochet. I looked at the wrong pattern there. So once more, we single crochet in the next 25 stitches, and then we change to white in the last stitch. That's 25, and in the 26th stitch we change colors again, so switch them around again and pull the red yarn tight. Now in round 6 we start decreasing a little bit. First we single crochet in each of the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then we decrease. Oops. Then we single crochet in the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we decrease. And then we single crochet in the remaining 8 stitches of the round. If you're using 2 colors like I do, in the next 7 for now. That's 7, and then in the last one we change back to red. So this goes here, this goes there. Pull the white yarn tight, and then in the next round, round 7, we decrease a little more. So now we have a stitch count of 24, and we single crochet in the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we decrease. Then we single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, decrease again. Then we single crochet in the next 2, decrease again. now we single crochet in the remaining 7 stitches, or single crochet in the next 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the last single crochet we change back to white. Now in round 8, by the way, we have a stitch count of 21 now, and in round 8 we single crochet in the next 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we decrease. And we repeat this twice more, so 3 times in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and decrease. And once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now those of you who do the color changes, like I do, we change color while decreasing. So we just start our usual decrease with the white yarn, put it through, and then we switch to red and finish the decrease in red, the same way we finish the single crochet in red in order to change color. So that's round 8 complete, and now our round has 18 stitches. In round 9 we simply single crochet in all 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and in the 18th stitch we change back to white. So that's round 9 done. In round 10 we decrease a little again, so we single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we decrease. And we repeat this 2 more times, 3 times in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, And once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and as we did with the last round, we change color while decreasing. So we start the decrease by going through the 2 front loops, front loop 1, front loop 2, picking up the yarn in white, then changing colors. White goes here, red goes on that side, and we pick up the red yarn and pull it through the 2 white loops. So now our round has 15 stitches, and in round 11 we simply single crochet in all 15 stitches. Oops. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and in the 15th stitch we change back to white. So that's round 11 done. In round 12 we single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, then we decrease and we repeat this 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, and decrease, and once more. 1, 2, 3, and again we decrease and at the same time change color. So start in white, then switch to red. So that's round 12 done, and then round 13 we simply single crochet in all 12 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and in the 12th stitch we change back to white. Now in the next round we single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2 and then we decrease. And we repeat this twice more, 3 times all together. 1, 2, and decrease. 1, 2, and decrease, and while we decrease we change color again. So we finish the decrease in red. So now our round has 9 stitches, and in round 15 we simply single crochet in all 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, that's 8, and in the 9th single crochet we change back to white. Now in the next round we single crochet 1, and then we decrease, again 3 times. So single crochet 1, and decrease, and single crochet 1, and decrease. There we go. And while we decrease we change color again. So white goes here, red goes here. Finish the decrease in red. Now our round has 6 stitches, and we simply single crochet in all stitches, in all 6 stitches in round 17. 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5, and in the 6th stitch we change to white. And now we've reached the last round in which we make 3 decreases. So that's 1, loops. Just carefully try to find the front loop here. The smaller the round gets, the more tricky it is. There we go. Okay, one more decrease. Now if it gets too tricky, you can always loosen the front loop up a bit with a yarn needle. There we go. And the last one. The last decrease. Now we can fasten off both colors. Pull that through. Now first we thread the red yarn and insert that so that it's on the inside now. Then the white yarn. We close this small round by going through all 3 front loops. 1, 2, and 3. And pull that tight. Then we go through the middle of the last round and stitch through to the inside. Now these 2 yarn ends that I just stitched through to the inside. I just cut them so that they won't peek out of the head. And these other 2 yarn ends I weave in. Let's start with the red one. So here just start there. By weaving it in, we can even this beginning of the round out as much as possible. And then just continue weaving it in as much as necessary. And only on the red, on the inside of the head, on the red stitches. You can also skip around because we're on the inside here, so that's okay. Just so that the yarn doesn't peek out. Oops. And then cut that short once we're done. Then we just weave in the white yarn on the inside of the head, on the white stitches. So the head is almost done. If yours fits perfectly, you can just leave it like that. But I'm going to add another round here just to make it fit nicely because now it's a little too big. And if you're adding hair to the little elf, which I will show you how to do in the next little tutorial that comes out in 2 days time, then you may want the head to be a bit bigger. but I think either way it looks nice if we add one more round here. So I'm attaching the white yarn now. Again, I make a small loop first. So here where the beginning of the round is, I just go through. Oops. And then I just single crochet in the other side of the chain that we started with. Just want the knot to go on this side, okay. So one single crochet in the other side of each chain. Need to fix this later. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this will act like the ribbing of the head. 11, 12, 13. So maybe some of you say, so why didn't you start at the tip? But I find it really tricky with such a tiny round of 3. So I prefer to decrease, start from here and then decrease to the tiny round rather than starting with the tiny round. Although in some of my patterns I do it the other way around, but never with the round of 3. There are at least 4 single crochet in the first round of my patterns, otherwise I find it too tricky. Okay, so once we've done the 26 single crochet, we make another one here in the where we joined. So it's 20, it was 25, the 26th one goes in here where we joined the yarn. I'll try to go through there. Okay, so now we can fasten off. And now you can see that it already fits much better. So it doesn't come off anymore now. So now we just need to weave in the yarn ends, and the way I weave in this yarn end is with an invisible finish, I call it. So we skip this next stitch here, and then we insert our needle in the front and back loop of the next stitch. So go through there, and then we insert our needle in between the front and back loop of the last single crochet that we made. So go through in between there, and then we weave in this yarn end. So I just go stitch through to here and then continue weaving this in. And once it's woven in, just cut it short so it doesn't peek out. Then all that's left to do is weave in the other yarn end. So your little elf is complete now. You can make them in all different colors, different head and body colors, all kinds of different combos. I'm sure the more you make it, the more colorful you make them, the cuter they will look, whether you hang them in your tree or put them on your mantle or have them as little toys. I hope they will brighten your day. And in my next tutorial, which is coming up in 2 days' time, if you're watching this as soon as I post it, I'll show you how to attach hair to them so that you can make 2 little braids and turn them into Gunhild the Gnome Girl. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. If you did, feel free to give me a thumbs up. And also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of my future amigurumi tutorials. Thank you so much for crocheting along with me. Happy crocheting. Bye.